Well, my friends, just like always, there's stuff that happened yesterday and stuff that I'm scratching my head about and wondering, and who knows, I might even get on a big old rant here in just a minute. But I did have a few incidents yesterday that I think I need to talk to you about, and we'll do that right after this. Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Workshop. It is Thursday, January 26th. Tomorrow is Shop Talk. Be there or be square, as they say. It'll start at about 8 o'clock my time, and I'll just go ahead and give it away. I've got a slide show that I want to show you on my farm. Now, this slideshow, you might think, well, that wouldn't be all that interesting, just a bunch of pictures, from recent times. That's not what this is. I don't know if I want to give much more away than that, but I think you'll find it very interesting. Anyway, here's my rant. Slideshow is what I said, right? Now, what comes to mind when you say slideshow? For me, it's you put up a slide, and if you want to, you can pause it and talk about it, or you can say, well, this slide here, this was taken at such and so time and so thing happened. That's, to me, a slideshow. Well, guess what? In this live software, it's called Streamlabs OBS. That's what I go live with on my Shop Talks. Streamlabs OBS is the name of the software. And in that software, they have the ability to do a slideshow. In other words, you can send it to a particular directory folder on your computer, and it'll play every picture in that folder. Or you can pick out individual pictures and play individual pictures. Pretty cool stuff. But guess how it works? You can set it for an amount of time, and it'll change in that amount of time. It'll just go from this picture to this picture to this picture to this picture to this picture, and that's it. That's all you get. Can you pause it? Can you talk about one of them? Not at all. Not at all. You can't skip forward. You can't skip back. You can't pause it. Ridiculous. I have never seen such a bunch of hooey in my whole life. I mean, why do you even bother putting a slideshow in there if you can't do something with the slideshow? So then I got to investigating that and doing all kinds of searches. I searched and searched and searched and searched, and not even could I not find how to do it, but I didn't even find anybody even asking the question. Am I that old school that nobody wants to be able to pause a slideshow and maybe talk about it a little bit? I mean, like, what's PowerPoint? That's all it is, isn't it? Isn't that what you do? You click the next slide and you talk about it, right? Well, it's not that I want to talk about every picture that's in this, but there's a couple of pictures that I think you need to know a little bit more behind the scenes, because it's definitely not obvious by looking at the picture. And I think you would find those facts very interesting, but can I do it? Nope, can't do it at all. So if you know anything about Streamlabs OBS, and you know anything about the slideshow part of that, and you know how to pause it, let me know. Now, don't bother telling me about the hotkeys unless you got some secret that I don't know about. I already tried the hotkeys. A couple of places that I searched says, oh, you can control your slideshow with the hotkeys. Yeah, you know what you can do with your hotkeys? You can stop it, and guess what happens? The screen goes black. Period. That's what happens. Now, there's two options on that. You can pause it or you can stop it. Now, if you stop the slideshow, guess what happens? The slides keep playing in the background while you're stopped on a black screen. So when you turn it back on, you're at a different place. Or the other option is you can pause it and it'll stop where it's at, and it's still a black screen, and you can start it up again and it'll start where it left off. Is that the dumbest thing? I swear, if people like that were working for me, that were designing that software, I'd fire them in a heartbeat. I'd say, if this is your best work, see ya. I don't need you. That's exactly what I'd say. Sorry, but that's the way I'd approach it, because it's ridiculous that you can't think a little bit better than that. Ridiculous. Now, it could be that I'm all wet and I just don't know how to operate it. I sure haven't seen anybody out there doing what I'm trying to do. And I looked at gazillions of videos yesterday trying to figure it out. In fact, I even saw in some notes in some places that said, well, you can't really pause a video inside of Streamlabs OBS, but you can stop it. You know, you can't pause this, you can't pause that. And that was a video. I'm looking for slideshows, you know, but ridiculous, just absolute ridiculous design. So if you guys out there and you know something about this and you know a way around it, or you know how to do it even with the hotkeys that I haven't found, please say so in the comments or send me an email at rosastringworks@gmail.com. It just really burns my buns on that. I'm telling you, it really does. It's just like, that is the dumbest thing. Why even bother putting a slideshow in there if you can't do anything with it? It just sends the pictures through at a certain rate. In other words, you can say, go to this directory, play all the pictures in that directory, and it'll just play them in order, and you know, one right after another. Or you can make it do it random and it'll skip around and play them, you know. But what the heck? That's ridiculous. I was intending to put myself superimposed down in the corner, put the picture up on the screen, and then I could pause it and say, okay, well, on this photo here, what you don't see is this. You know, can't do that. Okay, I'm done. So yesterday afternoon, after discovering I couldn't do that, I had to go into the office and work, and got caught up on paperwork and, you know, accounting and invoices and all kinds of stuff like that I have to do. That pretty much took me the whole afternoon, partly just because I wasn't used to doing it, had to get my feet wet again. Yeah, Emery didn't show up yesterday. I don't know why. I kind of thought she'd be here, but she's a free will. I mean, I've always told her she can come in when she wants to, and you don't have to come in. So I figured since she wasn't here, I'd get in there and start getting used to doing the paperwork again. Now, some of you have made suggestions. Why don't you go to, you know, Rolla at the college, or why don't you go to Fort Leonard Wood? Well, you know, I thought of all those things, and it's, like I said, it's 18 miles either direction minimum. It's closer to 20, really. And that's just one way. So there's not that many people want to come all the way out here. It's hard to find people that want to work, period, anymore, let alone drive 20 miles to work for, you know, I can't pay a ton. I think I pay a decent amount, but I don't, you know, I can't pay a ton of money. There you go. Such is life. Once I got caught up with all the paperwork in the office, well, then guess who shows up? The young man that I'm giving guitar lessons, and we worked on his timing, and I was expecting a little battle yesterday, but he seems to pretty much agree with me now. I think we're winning the war, and I think we're headed in the right direction. I might convert him over to my mandolin and mandolin training so that he can learn the Nashville number system on the mandolin. That's the easiest way to learn it that would make the most sense for him at his age, and I really think he'll enjoy that, and if he does it. Don't know whether we're going to go that far yet or not. I did make good progress on the guitar yesterday. I got the back glued on here where it was loose. I haven't tapped on it yet, so I think, you know, I always do that to make sure I don't hear anything rattling in there. So I haven't done that yet. We could do that right now. There is something loose. Yep. Right now it sounds like a back brace. It might be a top brace, but I think it's a back brace. Rattles more when I hit the back. Well, I'll have to get in there and fix that. And I'll also have to set the neck angle properly for this new bridge. I really wanted to get the body stable before I set this. This is, you know, super critical to set this at the right angle, and I want the body completely stable and 100% solid before I do that. So today I'll be looking for loose braces and trying to figure out where that is. There is something loose in there for sure. I think that's going to be about it for today. A reminder there, if you do know anything about that slideshow option in Streamlabs OBS, be sure to let me know. I would love to figure out a better way to handle the slides than to just let them play sequentially on the screen and can't really do anything with it. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow for Shop Talk.